viewers, it's my name in IS Academy and today we are going to see February 2021 current affairs. In our last two videos, we have discussed January current affairs. We completed 50 plus current affairs from January in our first video. We have discussed 30 plus current affairs from January. In the last video, we discussed 20 plus current affairs from January. And now we are going to discuss February current affairs. Earlier, we posted February part 1 video as well as February part 2 video, and this is part 3. And in this we are going to discuss 50 plus current affairs. So we are going to start from 28. Why? Because this in February part 2 video we have completed up to 27. So we are going to start it from 28. So watch this video till the end. So let's get started. First, Tolpavakuttu. Tolpavakuttu is also called as shadow puppetry, Nilalkuttu or Ulakuttu, and it is related to Kerala. See the traditional art forms and the traditional culture and see the state which is related to, because generally these questions will be asked in match the following. So Tolpavakuttu is related to Kerala. And it is also called as shadow puppetry, Nilalkuttu or Ulakuttu, and it is a traditional temple art. It is a temple art in Kerala and it is generally followed in Bhadragali temples of Palakkad. So it is a temple art of Kerala and it is followed in Bhadragali temple of Palakkad, and it is mostly performed in temple premise called Kuthumadam. So these are the things which are relating to Tolpavakuttu. So Tolpavakuttu is a traditional art form of Kerala and it is mostly followed in temple premises, and it is mostly a temple art, and it is followed in Bhadragali temples in Palakkad region. And it is performed in Kuthumadam. It is a temple premise. It is performed in Kuthumadam, and this Tolpavakuttu is also called as Ulakuttu, Nilalkuttu or shadow puppetry. Then we have Vigyan Jyoti program. Vigyan Jyoti program is a program of science and technology. So it is launched by science and technology. It is launched by science and technology, and it is to encourage girls to take up their professions in science and technology. So to build their careers in science and technology. So Vigyan Jyoti program is by science and technology. It is launched by science and technology, and it is to encourage girl students to take their careers in science and technology. Then we have World Radio Day. World Radio Day was celebrated on February 13. So World Radio Day was celebrated on February 13, and first time it was proclaimed by the member states of UNESCO in 2011, and later it will be adopted by the United Nations General Assembly in 2012. So United Nations General Assembly accepted it in 2012, and it was celebrated on February 13, and recently 2021 edition also held. That is why it is in news. Then we have Mandarin Duck. Mandarin Duck is first spotted in Maguri Motoping in Assam. Maguri Motapung Bil in Assam. So it was first spotted in Maguri Motapung Bil in Assam, and this Mandarin duck was first identified by Carl Linnaeus. Carl Linnaeus is a Swedish botanist. He is a very important person. So it was first identified by Carl Linnaeus in 1758. And it was first spotted in Maguri Motapung Bil, and this Mandarin duck is found in Russia, Korea, Japan and some northeastern parts of China, and now it has established population in Western Europe as well as America also. So Mandarin duck, it is also called as X galericulata. It is the scientific name. X galericulata. So Mandarin duck was first spotted in Maguri Motapung Bil in Assam, and it is first identified by Carl Linnaeus in 1758, and it was also called as X galericulata, and this Mandarin duck is found in Russia, Korea, Japan and some northeastern parts of China also, but now it has established population in Western Europe as well as America. Then Arjun main battle tank Mk1. Arjun main battle tank Mk1 was initiated by DRDO. It was initiated by DRDO in 1972, and it has the main feature of this Arjun main battle tank Mk1 is it has FSA PDS. FSA PDS is nothing but fin stabilized armor piercing discarding starboard. So it has a fin stabilized armor piercing discarding starboard, and it is the main feature of this Arjun main battle tank. And it also has a 120mm caliber rifled gun. So these are the most important features of Arjun main battle tank. So Arjun main battle tank was initiated by the DRDO in 1972, and it has a fin stabilized armor piercing discarding starboard and a 120mm rifled gun. And this Arjun main battle tank is in use. Then we have Dickinsonia. Dickinsonia is the oldest living animal. So it is the earliest known living animal. So it is the earliest known living animal and it is 550 million years old and it is found on the roofs of Bhimbetka. So Bhimbetka will be around 40 kilometers away from Bhopal. So Dickinsonia, it is the earliest living animal. So it is the earliest known living animal. It is 550 million years old. It is found in Bhimbetka shelters, which is around 40 kilometers away from Bhopal. So it is in news. And we have giant leatherback turtle. Giant leatherback turtle is the largest species and it is found in almost all the oceans except Arctic and Antarctic. Giant leatherback turtle. It is found in Indian Ocean. It is found in 3 regions and those are Sri Lanka, Andaman Nicobar Islands and Indonesia. So giant leatherback turtle, it is the largest of the 7 species of the sea turtles and it is found in almost all oceans except Arctic and Antarctic. It is not found in Arctic and Antarctic. Apart from that, it is found in all the oceans. And in Indian Ocean, it is found in the Indonesia, Sri Lanka and Andaman and Nicobar Islands. And this giant leatherback turtle is listed under the Schedule 1 of the Wildlife Protection Act 1972. So these are the things which are relating to giant leatherback turtle. So giant leatherback turtle is the largest of the 7 species of sea turtles and it is present in all the oceans except Arctic and Antarctic and it is found in Indian Ocean, in Indonesia, Sri Lanka and in Andaman and Nicobar Islands and it is listed in Schedule 1 of the Wildlife Protection Act. That is why it is given absolute protection. It is given absolute protection by listing it under the Schedule 1 of the Wildlife Protection Act 1972. So these are the things which are relating to giant leatherback turtle. Then we have Mars sentiens. Mars sentiens is an initiative by the West Bengal Chief Minister. It is an initiative it is launched by the West Bengal CM Mamata Banerjee and it provides subsidized cooked meals. So it provides subsidized cooked meals at a cost of ₹5. So this is the important thing. So Mars sentiens is launched by the West Bengal Chief Minister and under the scheme they provide a subsidized cooked meals at ₹5. So that is Mars sentiens. Then we have Sundays. Sundays is actually an app. It was launched by the NIC, National Informatics Centers. It is a app that resembles WhatsApp. It is something like a WhatsApp. It is a messaging platform in which you can send messages and the only disadvantage of it is if you want to change the number or the email ID, you need to re-register as a new user. So you need to re-register as a new user. That is the only disadvantage in this Sundays. So Sundays is a messaging platform which is similar to that of WhatsApp, which is developed by the National Informatics Center and this Sundays has a disadvantage and that is if you want to re-register, if you want to change your number to a new one or if you want to change your email ID, then you have to re-register as a new user. That is the single disadvantage of this Sundays. Then we have Maharaja Sugaldev. Maharaja Sugaldev is in news. Why? Because his PM has recently laid a foundation for the Maharaja Sugaldev Memorial. That is why he is in news. So Maharaja Sugaldev is from Shravasti. So he is from Shravasti. Shravasti is in present day northeastern Uttar Pradesh. So he is from Shravasti and he is known for defeating the famous ruler called as Salar Masood. He defeated Salar Masood and he is also found in inscription called as he is also found in a historical account called as Miratai Masudi. In Miratai Masudi they mentioned about this Maharaja Sugaldev. So those are the things which are important about Maharaja Sugaldev. Recently PM has laid a foundation for the Maharaja Sugaldev Memorial. So he is in news and he is the legendary king of Shravasti. Shravasti is in current northeastern Uttar Pradesh and he defeated Maharaja Sugaldev has defeated Salar Masood. Salar Masood is a Ghaznavi ruler. So Salar Masood is a Ghaznavi ruler. He defeated this Ghaznavi ruler and this was mentioned in Miratai Masudi. Miratai Masudi is a 17th century Persian language historical account and this Miratai Masudi will be written during the Jahangir period. It is written during the Jahangir period and it is written as a biography of Salar Masood. This Miratai Masudi is a biography of Salar Masood and in this biography of Salar Masood, they mentioned about the Maharaja Sugaldev that Maharaja Sugaldev has defeated the Salar Masood. So these are the things which are relating to Maharaja Sugaldev. Then we have Karla Path Sanctuary. So recently elephants died in this Karlappan sanctuary, that is why it is in news, and this Karlappan sanctuary is in Odisha. And they can ask these type of questions and match the following. So sanctuary is in one side and the states in which it is located on the other side, and they can ask you to match. So Karlapat sanctuary is in Odisha, and recently in this sanctuary around 6 elephants died because of hemorrhagic septicemia. Hemorrhagic septicemia. So hemorrhagic septicemia is a bacterial disease, and it infects animals that it comes in contact with a contaminated air, contaminated water or soil. Sorry, it comes in contact with a contaminated water or soil. Those are the things relating to Karlapat sanctuary. Recently in Karlapat sanctuary around 6 elephants died because of the hemorrhagic septicemia, and this Karlapat sanctuary is located in Odisha, and this hemorrhagic septicemia is a bacterial disease in which the animals will get infected if it comes in contact with the infected water or soil. So these are the things relating to Karlapat sanctuary, and that is why it's in news. And hemorrhagic septicemia can affect the cattle, buffalo and other animals also, and generally it happens right before and after the monsoons. E-Chavani portal. This E-Chavani portal is to provide online civic services. It is to provide online civic services to over 20 lakh residents in the cantonment boards. It provides online civic services to the around 20 lakh people who are living in the cantonment boards. So it provides services like renewal of lease, application for the birth death certificate as well as death certificate, and the water and sewage connections, etc. So E-Chavani portal is relating to cantonment board. It provides online civic services to the cantonment boards, to the people who are living in cantonment boards, and under this E-Chavani portal the people can apply death certificate, birth certificate, as well as they can apply for the renewal of leases, and sewage connection, water connections can be done using this E-Chavani portal. Then we have land ceiling. Odisha has fixed. Yes, Odisha has enhanced its land ceiling effect. Land ceiling is a limit that industry can purchase. So Odisha has enhanced. Enhanced means Odisha has increased the land ceiling effect. That is why it is in news. It has increased by right to fair compensation and transparency in accusation, and the Rehabilitation and Settlement Act 2013, and Odisha's right to fair compensation and transparency in land accusation, etc. By using these acts, they have extended the land ceiling, and for rural and urban areas, they have doubled it. Through direct negotiations, the land which can be procured is doubled, and also the land which is procured in the by the private companies is 500 acres in the rural areas, whereas in urban areas it is 100 acres. So land ceiling is nothing but the limit which private company, which industry can procure. Under this land ceiling, Odisha has increased its land ceiling effect by using the right to fair compensation and transparency in land acquisition and the Rehabilitation and Settlement Act 2013, and it has increased, it has actually doubled it, and under this 500 acres can be procured from rural areas and 100 acres can be procured from the urban areas by the industry, by the private companies. Then we have Charminar. Charminar is in news. Charminar is built by Muhammad Quli Qutb Shah. It is built by Muhammad Quli Qutb Shah, and it is built in 1591. And it is built to commemorate the end of the plague in the city. So these are the things which are relating to Charminar. Why Charminar is in news is because of the right of Information Act. In that, some people has recommended something relating to that of Charminar. So it is in news. So Charminar, it is built by Muhammad Quli Qutb Shah, and it is built in 1591 to commemorate the end of plague in the city. So let's have a quick revision of things which we have seen. First, Tolpava Kuttu, it is relating to Kerala, and it is also called as Ula Kuttu or Nilal Kuttu, And in this Tolpa Kuthu, it is generally performed in temple premises called as Kuthumadam. It is generally performed in Kuthumadam, and it is performed in Palakkad regions in the Bhadrakali temples. And Vigyan Jyoti program is a program launched by Science and Technology, and it is to encourage girls to take up their careers in Science and Technology. And Radio Day is celebrated on February 13, and it was first proclaimed by the United Nations General Assembly in 2012. Then we have Mandarin Duck. It was first started in Maguri, Motapung Bil. It was first spotted in Maguri, Motapung Bil, Assam, and it was first identified by Carl Linnaeus in 1758. Then we have Arjun main battle tank Mk1. Arjun main battle tank Mk1 is by DRDO, and it was initiated by DRDO in 1972. It was initiated by DRDO in 1972, and the main feature of this Arjun main battle tank is its FSAPDS. FSAPDS is nothing but fin stabilized armor piercing discording stout. It is the main feature of this Arjun main battle tank Mk1, and Dickinsonia, it is the earliest animal known. It is the earliest animal known, and it is 550 million years old, and it is found from Bhimbetka shelter. Bhimbetka shelter is just around 50 kilometers away from Bhopal. Then we have giant leatherback turtle. Giant leatherback turtle is the largest of the sea turtles, and this giant leatherback turtle is found in almost all oceans except Arctic Ocean and Antarctic Ocean. In India, it is found in the Andaman and Nicobar Islands, and in Indian Ocean, it is found in Sri Lanka as well as Indonesia. In Indian Ocean, it is found in these three places, and it is listed in the Schedule 1 of the Wildlife Protection Act, therefore giving it absolute protection. Then Mass Sentence is a program by West Bengal Chief Minister, and under this they provide subsidized food meals and in a cost of ₹5. Then Sundays is a program by Sundays is an app which is developed by National Informatics Center, and in this Sundays it is similar to that of WhatsApp, and the only disadvantage of Sundays is here if you want to change your user, if you want to change your number or a email ID, then you need to re-register as a new user. Then Maharaja Sugaldev is a king of Shravasti, and he lived in 11th century, and this Maharaja Shravasti fought with the Salar Masood, and he defeated the Salar Masood, and this defeat was mentioned. He defeated Salar Masood, and it was mentioned in the Salar Masood's biography. Salar Masood's biography is Miratai Masoodi. Miratai Masoodi is the Salar Masood's biography, and in this Miratai Masoodi they mentioned about Maharaja Sugaldev, and they mentioned that Maharaja Sugaldev has defeated the Salar Masood. And we have Karlabat century. Karlabat century is in use because elephants have recently died because of the hemorrhagic septicemia. Hemorrhagic septicemia is a bacterial disease, and this bacterial disease spreads to the animals by the contaminated water as well as soil, and the Karlabat century is in Odisha. And then we have E-Chavani portal. E-Chavani portal provide online civic services to the people living in cantonment boards. They provide services like death certificate, birth certificate, as well as water and sewage connections, etc. And then we have land ceiling. Land ceiling is doubled by the Odisha government. Odisha has increased the land ceiling to be acquired by the industry, and under this, by direct negotiations, they have increased. The land which you can procure by direct negotiations is doubled, and also they have increased their number of land ceiling. And in urban area, in rural area, you can procure 500 acres, and in urban area you can procure 100 acres now. Then we have Charminar. Charminar is a thing by Qutb Shah. It is by Muhammad Quli Qutb Shah. It was in 1591, and to commemorate the end of plague in the city. Then we have ISL dictionary. ISL dictionary, it is the third edition of this ISL dictionary was recently launched, that is why it is in news. ISL stands for Indian Sign Language. ISL stands for Indian Sign Language, and it included 10,000 terms and as well as 6 categories, and this ISL is for the disabled people in sign language, the persons who use sign language, and it is prepared by the Indian Sign Language Research and Training Center. Indian Sign Language Research and Training Center. It is developed by Indian Sign Language Research and Training Center, which is under the Ministry of Social and Empowerment Ministry. It is by the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment Ministry, and this is an autonomous body. These are the things which are relating to ISL dictionary. So ISL dictionary is Indian Sign Language Dictionary, and in this they have included 10,000 plus terms and 6 categories, and this Indian Sign Language Dictionary is developed by Indian Sign Language Research and Technology Research and Training Center, and this Indian Sign Language Research and Training Center is under the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, and this is an autonomous body. So those are the things relating to ISL dictionary. Then we have Bhadra Bahu Brahmaputra. So Bhadra Bahu Brahmaputra is an initiative. The program is aimed at providing seamless connectivity to the eastern parts of India. It is to provide connectivity to the eastern parts of India, and under this many things were initiated. One thing we can say, RoPax. RoPax vessel operations was initiated between the Nemati and Majmuli Island is also under this, and we have Shilanyas of Inland Water Transport Terminal. This is also under this Bhadra Bahu Brahmaputra initiative. So Bhadra Bahu Brahmaputra initiative is to bring connectivity between the eastern parts of India. It is to bring connectivity between the eastern parts of India, and under this Bhadra Bahu Brahmaputra initiative, many things are inaugurated. One is we have RoPax. RoPax operation is between the Nyamati and Majmuli Island. Another one we have Shilanyas of Inland Water Transport. All these things are initiated to bring connectivity to the eastern part. Then we have Dhubri Pulbari. Dhubri Pulbari is a bridge, and this bridge is in Brahmaputra. It is in Assam and Meghalaya, and it is not in Brahmaputra because it is not a river bridge. It is a normal bridge. It is a normal 4-lane bridge. Sorry. Dhubri Bulbari bridge. It is a normal 4-lane bridge, and it is in it connects the Assam and Meghalaya. It connects the Assam and Meghalaya. In Assam, it connects the Dhubri area, and in Pulbari, it connects the Meghalaya area. So it is the longest bridge. It is the India's longest bridge once completed. So Dhubri Bulbari bridge. It is a 4-lane bridge. It is not a river bridge. It is a 4-lane bridge, and it connects the Dhubri in Assam and the Meghalaya, Bulbari in Meghalaya. And once completed, it will be the India's largest. Then we have Majuli Jorhat bridge. So Majuli Jorhat bridge. It connects the Nemati Ghat to Kamla Barihat and Brahmaputra river. This is what I confused. So I confused this with this. So Majuli Jorhat is in Brahmaputra. So it is a river bridge. It is on Brahmaputra river, and it connects the Nemati Ghat to the Kamlabari Ghat. It is to bring connectivity to the Majuli Island with the rest of the Assam. So we have an island called as Majuli Island, and this Majuli Jorhat bridge is constructed to bring a connectivity to the Majuli Island with the rest of the Assam. And recently Facebook has blocked the news content in Australia. Why? Because in Australia there is a thing that is going on in Australia, that Facebook and the Google has to pay the news journalists and the news content creators for their content, because the news contents are also uploaded in the Facebook as well as the Google. But the news content is originally collected, and the news content is originally made by the news journalist. So in Australia, they said that the Facebook as well as Google has to pay the news journalists some amount of rupees. But in opposing that, Facebook, what it has done is it blocked the news content in Facebook. So in Australia, Facebook has blocked the news content. Nurturing Neighborhoods Challenge. Nurturing Neighborhood Challenge is by the Ministry of Housing and Urban Ministry. Ministry of Housing and Urban Ministry. So it is by the Nurturing Neighborhood Challenge is by the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs Ministry. It is to improve the quality of life. It is to improve the quality of life of the young students, children, caregivers, family, etc. by developing the cities. So it is a part of Speak Cities mission. It is a part of Smart Cities. We have Smart Cities, right? So it is a part of Smart Cities mission. Nurturing Neighborhood Challenge is a part of Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs Ministry, and it is to improve the quality of life of the children, caregivers, families, etc. And it is a part of Smart Cities mission. And Tree City. A city is selected as Tree City, and it is Hyderabad. Hyderabad is selected as a Tree City, and this title was given to the Hyderabad by the Arbor Day Foundation and the Food and Agricultural Organization. And earlier there are certain cities which got its name, and there are around 120 such cities. And it is from 23 countries. Mostly the countries are from USA, UK, Canada and Australia. But now our Hyderabad also joined the cities. So that is why it is in news. The Tree City status is obtained by Hyderabad, and it is given to it by the Arbor Day Foundation and the Food and Agricultural Organization. And there are already 120 such cities out of the 23 countries. Mostly the cities are from USA, UK, Canada, such countries. And then we have Vishwa Bharati. Vishwa Bharati is a public research and a central university. It is a university in the West Bengal. So it is a public research and central university in West Bengal, and it is founded by Rabindranath Tagore. That is the importance. It is founded by Rabindranath Tagore. And it is declared as the institution of national importance in 1951. So Vishwa Bharati is a public research and central university, and this central university is in West Bengal, and it is founded by Rabindranath Tagore, and it is declared as a university of national importance by the government by an act of parliament in 1951. Then we have Nathula. Nathula is located. It is a mountain pass, and it is in Sikkim. So Nathula is in Sikkim. That is what we should know. Nathula is in Sikkim. They can ask you in match the following. Given one side mountain passes and another side states in which it is located. So Nathula is in Sikkim. Then HVDC. So Pugalur Thrissur High Voltage Direct Current. HVDC stands for High Voltage Direct Current. Pugalur Thrissur High Voltage Direct Current, HVDC. Power transmission corridor was developed in Kerala. So Pugalur Thrissur, this is in Kerala. So it is the Kerala's first HVDC interconnection, and it is also the country's first system to use the voltage converter technology. Voltage source converter technology is first time used in India, and it is used in the Pugalur Thrissur high voltage direct current power transmission corridor, and this is in Kerala. Then we have software defined radio. In software defined radio, the radio communication system is done by using the software instead of the hardware. Generally we use hardware, but instead of it, now it is implemented using software, and generally it contains a personal computer. If you need to implement it as a software, generally it has a personal computer running SDR software. In this personal computer, it has an SDR software, software defined radio software, and it will be interfaced with the analog to digital converter over the USB or Ethernet, by which they implement this. So that is software defined radio. So these are the things which we have seen in this video. So let's have a quick recap of these things, because these things we have already gave a recap. So ISL dictionary stands for Indian Sign Language Dictionary. Indian Sign Language Dictionary is released by Indian Sign Language Research and Training Center. Indian Sign Language Research and Training Center is under the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, and Indian Sign Language Research and Training Center is an autonomous body. Then Bhadrabahu Brahmaputra Initiative is to bring connectivity to the Eastern India, and under this many new things are launched, many new schemes are inaugurated. Under this we have RoPax vessel operation is also to bring connectivity to the Eastern India, and also we have Shilanya inland water transport, and all these things come under Bhadrabahu Brahmaputra initiative. Then we have Dhubri Bulbari Bridge. Dhubri Bulbari Bridge is between Assam and Meghalaya. Dhubri is a place in Assam and Bulbari is a place in Meghalaya. Between the Assam and Meghalaya, 4-lane bridge is constructed, and this 4-lane bridge will be the India's longest bridge once completed, and it is between Assam and Meghalaya. It is a 4-lane bridge. And then we have Majuli Jorgat Bridge. Majuli Jorgat Bridge is in Brahmaputra River. It is in Brahmaputra River, and it is to bring connectivity between the Majuli Island with the rest of the Assam. Then we have Facebook has blocked the Australia's news content. Why? Because Australia has said that Facebook and Google has to pay some rupee for the Australian journalists and the Australian newsmakers for using their content. Because of that, Facebook has blocked the Australia's news content. Nurturing Neighborhood Challenge is under the Smart India mission, Smart Cities mission, and it is to improve the quality of life of the young children, caregivers, families, etc. And it is under the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. And Tree City status is recently given to Hyderabad, and it is given by the Arbor Day Foundation and the Food and Agricultural Organization, and there are already around 120 cities from 23 nations. The nations are mostly from USA, Canada and Australia. Recently Hyderabad also joined the Tree City status. And Vishwa Bharati is a research university. It is a public research university. It is a central university which is founded by Rabindranath Tagore, and it is given the University of National Importance in 1951. It is made as the University of National Importance in 1951. And Nathula is a pass in Sikkim, and HVDC stands for High Voltage Direct Current. It is in Pugalur Thrissur. So Pugalur Thrissur High Voltage Direct Current Corridor, power transmission corridor, is the Kerala's first such power transmission corridor, and for the country also it is the first system to use the voltage source converter technology. So voltage source converter technology is first time used in India. Then software defined radio is the one in which software is used instead of hardware. The radio system is developed using software instead of hardware. So in which it generally has a computer. In computer we have a software defined radio software. So software defined radio. This STR software will be running in this computer, and it has some analog to digital converter which is attached to it by USB or Ethernet. These are the components of software defined radio. So we have seen 50 plus things from February. Let us wind up. So subscribe to My Minute IAS Academy. Thank you.